Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Wednesday, April 4th, 2012. We're going to go over all the trades we took, all the things that set up this morning in live trading room. We actually had quite a few trades this morning. We traded across 3 different markets, and I will go over all of that. For everyone who is watching right now and or listening, if you have not taken the free trial at CFRN, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. That's APPLY. Fill out the little form right there. It's a quick form. You'll be sent an email that has all the links you need and the information you need to get a 5-business day free trial of our indicator set, and that includes all of the indicators that you see and all the data feeds that you see. Much more than the data feeds that you see, actually, because there are quite a few more than I actually use. But you'll get all that stuff. You can be set up in 20 minutes, half an hour from the time you get the email. So it's really pretty quick and painless. All right. For all of you guys who are in here who are partners, or all of you folks who are in here who are on the free trial, partners meeting tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Our weekly partners meeting. They generally last 2.5, 3 hours, from 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so keep that in mind. When you arrive, or when when you're scheduling your time for it. You don't have to stay for the whole thing, but oftentimes we get into some good stuff toward the end of it. All right, that's it. Now onto the day's action. Okay, I think I'm gonna start with the ES. All right, I took 2 trades on the ES this morning. I took 1 trade right here. Okay, I went short right here. This is a 10,000 contract ES. The ES is the Emini S&P 500. This was the first pullback up to the BBC on the ES after we had a bearish cross. It dropped down below support. It broke support dots right here. It dropped through the weekly trading zone, and it pulled back up right here. All right, I took 1 point on that. Let me find my ES. Here it is. I took 1 point, or 4 ticks on that trade. Now, obviously, it went down farther, but when it got hung up here at the MA1, I just decided to get out with some profit on it. Okay, so I took 4 ticks profit on that trade. 1 point on the ES per contract. All right. I took another trade. I'll show you. It was over here on the 4-tick range. Down here, we had the red bands were outside the black. Those are the chop bands, okay? The red came outside the black. We had a lower swing pivot in place. Price pulled up to the BBC, and then it started to move off the BBC. I shorted right here at the BBC. I moved my stop up to break even, and I got out at break even on that trade. Okay, the 10K cycle was not totally in agreement with going short at the time. That's why I took that trade off. If I'd have left the trade on, once it had 1 point profit in the trade right here, I would have moved my stop to break even, and I would have gotten out break even over here instead of over here. I was pretty aggressive with my stop on that one. All right, but those were the 2 ES trades that I took this morning. Now I'll move to the Russell quickly here. These were the Russell setups this morning. I only took 1 Russell trade. I took this one right here, and that DOM is over here. All right, we got plus a few ticks on that trade. I moved my stop up to break even plus a few ticks once it started to move, and it came back and got me out at break even plus a few ticks. But what I want to point out to you guys is I had the BBC in here, okay, today, and what I was looking at is when there's divergence, like right here, we had bullish divergence here and bullish divergence here. It tested the BBC. When you have that bullish divergence, you expect the BBC to hold. So you can wait for an up close, right? An up close, or you could just, you could buy the BBC too, but there's a little more risk in that. If you wait for the up close, then you're getting in when the momentum is actually shifted back in the original direction. Okay. You can see over here the same things were happening over here. We had bearish divergence. It tested the BBC right here and moved down. Here and here we had bearish divergence, tested the BBC and moved down, again there and moved down. Right here, bearish divergence, tested it and went down. Over here, same thing. again. Right here we had bullish divergence, but we're on the wrong side of the BBC. All right, so it was switching directions right in this area right here. Okay, let me just put a big square around that. Right there, price was changing directions because it was on the wrong side of the BBC to be looking for any of the divergences. Okay. Over here, we were looking to go long in this. Now, it's right inside the weekly trading zone here. We were still trading it a little bit. Well, we're still talking about trading it a little bit. We didn't actually trade it. This was the one trade we took. But right here, on this pullback right here, I kept saying, wait for the up close, wait for the up close, because we had all this bullish divergence down here. We never got the up close, okay, until way down here. But by then, we didn't really have the divergence anymore. So there was no trade there. Then everything flipped around. We had the bearish divergence right here, but it didn't pull all the way back up. I was looking for that pullback to enter short. Over here, again, we had the bearish divergence, and I was looking for the down close, but we didn't get the down close until the divergence went away, right here. Okay, this was the down close, and the divergence was gone. So it flipped around again, right here. We had bullish divergence. Price pulled back, tested the BBC. I said, look for the up close. Right there was the up close. Went right up to the weekly trading zone, to the tick right there. All right, it sold off it. There was a little bit more divergence right here. This one didn't go anywhere. It went right up to the MA1 and got rejected. Price flipped around down here. All right, changed directions. The MA1 was below the BBC. Price pulled up to the BBC, tested it. We had a little bit of bearish divergence. It moved down just a bit there, not too much. Okay, now let's see. Same thing happening over here and over here and over here. Right now it's got bearish divergence. We had a down close over here. Now it could have been a shorting opportunity right in here, but you're on the wrong side of the BBC. The MA1 is about to give a bullish cross to the BBC, and you have support right underneath you. All right, that and the time of the day. There's a bunch of reasons to not look to short that trade right there. All right, I don't have an NQ chart up here right now. I think I changed my NQ chart around. But we did take one NQ trade today. It was a break-even trade. I think it did end up going up to the profit target. But I don't have the NQ chart up here. I didn't take any YM trades today. We had this big bearish cross right here. All right, and price just dropped and dropped and dropped. And over here is where it gave its first pullback to the BBC. We didn't short right there because it was going into a zone. All right, so we just left that alone. Right here, coming out of the zone, we had a bullish cross with a pullback to the BBC. This was during the break. I didn't even notice it until just now, but right there is where you would have been looking to go long on that one. All right, right here at the BBC. And you can see that moved up nicely. The 6E. I'll show you the 6E right here. There were a couple of things this morning. Some of the partners took this trade right here. It was a divergence trade after the BBC was tested right here. Closed down below the MA1 with the divergence right here. All right. Now this is just plain old combo divergence. We wasn't looking at the slingshot so much, but you had the same stuff right here on the slingshot right there. All right. Closed down below the MA1 for a nice move down. I know some of the partners got at least 10 ticks out of that one. I did mention this when it was happening. The white was leaving the green when the elbow broke to the upside. I said the BBC should hold right here when price pulled back down to it, and you can see price ran up from, we'll say 11.31, or 31.31 up to, let's just call it 41. All right, we'll say 10 ticks, even though it was actually 16 ticks. But it ran up here like this, and that was good. All right, that's pretty much it on the 6E for the morning. So we did the Russell, the NASDAQ. I don't have a chart up right now. I had used it for a different thing. Gold. We had a whole bunch of trades in gold this morning. We ended up break even on the morning. Right at the close of the morning, we ended up break even. Okay. But we had a ton of trades. I missed so many trades in gold this morning. But I took a whole bunch too. All the yellow things are trades that I took up here on price. Okay. I went long here, got a few ticks. I lost a few there. I got a break even on this one. I lost a few there. I lost a few there. I lost 8. and 8 and 8 and made a couple here. So I think at this point right here I was down about 22 ticks or something like that. I got 1 or 2 back right here. I got a break even there. Made a little bit back there. Right here I made a bunch back. Right here I made a little back. Here I made a little more. Here I lost one. Here I made a bunch back. And right here at the close of the morning is where I got to break even. Alright, now let me just go through what I was looking at with that, okay? I wanted to point out where I took the actual trades, but now I'll go through what I was looking at. All these orange arrows you see up here on price are trades that actually set up that I missed. Okay, these are trades that set up that I missed because I was late getting the trade on. I was doing too many things. But let's just take a closer look at these, okay? Right here, what I was looking at is everything. This line, and this line were all going up. Now I'm gonna take the cycle off right here for right now. Let me just there we go. We'll go on to the slingshot and shut the S3 cycle off for just a minute here. Alright, so I can show you what I was looking at with these. Now, all 3 of these lines right here, when they're all going up and you close up above everything, that's what I was looking at. Alright? When they all turn down and you close down below everything, right here, that's what I was looking at. Okay? Up above, down below, and that's about as easy as it gets right there. You know, you just have to have the lines on the chart and be focused on it enough to take the trades, you know, to get them on at the right time. You know, there's a bunch that I didn't highlight. Like right in here, there was one. Right in here, there was one. Alright. Right over here, there was a long. Right here, there was a short that wouldn't have worked. Okay. And it was followed by a long right here. That would have given you something. Probably move your stop up to break even. Right here, there was a nice short. Would have made it all back. Right here was, I actually took this one, and I got 10 ticks out of that, I think. Right here, we had a break-even trade. Over here, everything headed down for the move down. Over here, everything headed up for the possible move up. Now, you see down here on the very bottom, I put the CF sentiment indicator. This is something that I'm looking at to minimize the number of actual trades. You know, if you trade just in the direction of the sentiment indicator, like if you're just taking shorts in here, I mean, you can see it was red most of the morning. A lot of the long trades ended up being break-even trades. Alright, for me, anyway. But if you just look at all the opportunities here, you know, going down, and this was gold. Now, granted, it was really jumpy sometimes. Some of these you couldn't have gotten into, some of these you had no chance of getting into, but most of them, if you were focused on it, you could have put an order on there and gotten into the trade. Okay. I mean, it goes right back over here. You see the sentiment indicator turned blue here. So if you just looked for the long opportunities after that, there's one right here. Okay, you see everything turned up right here. So there's a long opportunity. Everything turned up right here. So right in here is a long opportunity. Probably that bar. Over here, everything turned up. So right there is a long opportunity. That had some drawdown, but it did end up going up. Alright. Now in here, things were turning down in a few of these spots, but the downside wasn't really given all that much until right over here. If you wanted to trade both ways, you could have, but if you're just going with the direction of the sentiment indicator, you know, you're still looking just to go long. Right in there was an opportunity to go long. Right in here, opportunity to go long. Right in here, again. Okay, right in there. Again, right in here. This one didn't go too far. Right there. And that's pretty much where it stands right now. Alright. If you wanted to trade both directions, there were smaller opportunities on the short side while it was moving up here, but there were definitely some opportunities. Okay. And that is pretty much our morning. So we are right now break even on gold. We're plus 3 ticks on the Russell, plus 4 ticks on the ES, no trades on the YM, break even on the NASDAQ. Those were our trades this morning. I don't have my question box open. Okay, nobody's asking any questions. All right, so I'm going to stop the recording here, and we'll be able to bring Mike Reed in and then David in, and we'll get it all going.